Hey everyone, Tankenstein here, and in this video I have your very first gameplay and overview straight from the Hornet Sting dev server of a vehicle that so many people have been wanting for so long. That's right, we have the A-18C Late Hornet. Yes, it is finally here in War Thunder, the Hornet, and bear in mind, literally everything that you see here is subject to change before and even beyond release of the live update, so just, stats, weapons, everything is up for change, but it doesn't change the fact that we are getting the Hornet. Now this will, as of right now, come into War Thunder as a rank 8 battle rating 14.0 jet fighter in the Naval Air Tech Tree here. As you can see, after the F-14, interestingly, at least how it is right here, the F-18 will come in before the F-14 family. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work. But that being said, this vehicle will have incredibly powerful armaments with up to 12 missiles at a time, with up to 10 AIM-120Bs and 2 AIM-9Ms. Now, of course, you can substitute these AIM-120s with either Sparrows, AIM-9Ls, or AIM-9Ms, but I feel like most people, once they have access to it, will be using the AIM-120s in that slot. Otherwise, this will be extremely maneuverable. It won't be insanely fast. Again, stat card is subject to change. I mean, this could go up to 1,000,000 meters per second. We don't know, but as of right now, stats look pretty good, but not necessarily incredible for this BR. Otherwise, it does have a helmet-mounted display, as well as a very good AN/APG-73 radar, so this thing will be gnarly. And I'm sure you guys are wondering, what is this like compared to the standard FA-18A? And as you can see, stats are a bit better. It does maneuver a little bit better. It has a better rate of climb, has a better top speed, and that's largely because it has better engines. As you can see, this has the GE402, whereas these have the GE400. And also the FA-18 has substantially worse weapons. I'm actually kind of surprised, but also not at the same time. And then, of course, the FA-18C will have access to AIM-9Ps, but only AIM-9Ls, or rather AIM-7Ps and AIM-9Ls. So this will be kind of like a mix between the FA-18A and the C Late, but of course it will be much more ground-based. But that being said, enough about these planes. We are looking at the FA-18C Late here in this video. So that said, let's get into a few matches, throw this thing around, and see how much it stings. That said, let's get into it. So of course, here we are with the FA-18C Hornet, and look at this roll rate right now. Insane. I know that we're sub-Mach, and you're going to see it as we get a little bit closer to Mach speed, change a little bit. It's not as fast as it was, but holy cow, this thing is agile. Now, of course, it gets a little bit worse again as we get closer and closer to Mach 1, but who cares, right? And then, look at this. Look at this beautiful cockpit. It just looks so nice. They did such a great job. I mean, that's the thing with Gaijin, right? They do such a great job pretty much all the time when it comes to detailing cockpits, so long as it's not a bomber cockpit, and at that point they don't really change, they don't put any detail into it at all. But that said, we're going to get a little bit closer to the enemy here, then we can start firing off these beautiful, look at that, AIM-120Bs. Okay, we're a little bit further out than what I typically want, but I can deal with 25 or so kilometers. We do have some enemies, it looks like, up there. That's a missile. Don't want to shoot at a missile. But I'm going to go hide real quick because it looks like I might have something on me, potentially at least. Okay, we have 3 relatively quick launches. Hopefully we can get something from this. Hopefully. Okay, we have a kill, 2 kills, hopefully 3. I'm going to die there. Come on, give me a 3rd kill. Wouldn't that be cool? And bear in mind that, good, we have ourselves a 3rd kill. Bear in mind, again, this is the dev server, and I'm also playing this to make sure that you guys see exactly, like, how these vehicles are. And so, this is, typically these are full of bots, so I'm actually kind of glad that there's a lot of enemy players here. But we have ourselves 3 real quick kills. And like I said, I'm not just here to be like, oh, here's 50 bajillion, whatever. I want to show you guys my first impressions, and like, if I do well, I do well. If I don't, I don't. If it's a good plane, it's good. If it's not, it's not. So, that's it. Let's get into another match, see how it is. But thus far, I'm actually kind of impressed. Radar is a little bit thin insofar as its scanning area, but not bad. Just so you know, if this looks a little bit weird, it's because I'm recording this after I recorded these few matches here. The reason being is because after I recorded the first match with live audio, everything kind of went haywire. My recording software went bad. That's why I didn't record this about a day earlier, while I'm releasing it a day late from what I would want to do. Again, it's just kind of a pain in the tuchus, and dev server issues, it's always just a pain. That being said, with the A-18C, if I was going to put this thing in summation, I would say it is a fantastic low to mid speed, low altitude fighter. This thing is ridiculously powerful insofar as its power right off the runway, or I guess the carrier blacktop. This thing is just incredibly quick from the go, and it has fantastic maneuverability, especially below 1,000 kilometers per hour. Mixed in with the helmet mounted display, and you actually have a very good close-in fighter. Unfortunately, what you get at this BR is a lot of long-range kills. You have BVR, Fox 3, I believe it is, ARH missiles, like the AIM-120, like the R-77, like the Micas, and they will blow you out of the sky before you even get a chance to get in close and really be able to exploit this vehicle's maneuverability. But still, if nothing else, the FA-18C, at least as of right now, has up to 10 AIM-120Bs, which is fantastic. My only issue with this vehicle, and I don't know if this is something that maybe I'm just kind of noticing, or maybe I'm just kind of looking into it a little bit too much, maybe it's not an issue, but the radar on this thing just doesn't feel all too good. For example, the Su-33 squadron vehicle with the Russians, in my usage with it, it feels like it has a substantially better radar than what we see on the FA-18C Late. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that's dev server stuff. I'm not sure if I'm just misremembering how good the Su-33 was and just kind of making it feel like the FA-18C is worse than it is insofar as its radar is concerned, but it just doesn't feel like it locks all too well, or that it doesn't pick up a lot of enemies. Like, if there are 3 enemies within about a kilometer or so of each other, it really is a tough time picking them up, and thus you really can't make great use of your AIM-120Bs. Now again, if you're able to get close range, you can annihilate enemies. I mean, this thing is fantastic close range, but those AIM-120Bs, you have to use them obviously at a range, well, typically at a range. You can also use them actually very close, and they will still do well, but I feel like really where this thing is kind of finding fault with me is going to be in the radar. Now, don't get me wrong, there have been some moments where that radar really shined, so it might just be kind of my initial impressions of it, and again, dev server, everything is up for change. Like these countermeasures, for example, apparently it's supposed to have more than 60, and honestly, 60 feels really, really light at this BR. But in short, like I said, this thing is a fantastic fighter, especially at subsonic speeds. Even going past supersonic, past Mach 1, this thing still accelerates really, really well, up to around 1,400 kilometers per hour at sea level, which is just phenomenal, and that's with a full loadout. So it feels like it has a better rate of climb than what it says here. It's just a really good performer as a plane. This is an excellent plane, easily one of the best platforms, at least if they keep it the way it is in War Thunder. But again, the radar, it's a little hit or miss right now, but we'll have to wait and see. Either way, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this video and of the FA-18C Hornet, the late version, in the comments below. I'm interested to see your opinions. But either way, thanks again. I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.